What's going on, guys and gals? It's me, JT, and we are back today with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about Love Letter. Now, if you guys and gals did not know, Love Letter was more of a Yandere simulator-esque type game. It fit into the Yandere genre of video gaming, and it was recently developed by DrApeis. It's a very well-known game. It's had a lot of strides in graphical improvement, and it's been built off of its own little storyline as well. But if you guys and gals did not know, as of recently, it has been officially announced that Love Letter is officially canceling its progression and its development. This was officially announced here by DrApeis, and he actually released a video today called The Cancellation of Love Letter that has already went out and explained a lot of the crucial problems that was happening in the background of Love Letter and how similar events to the drama leading up to Yandere Simulator affected the developers and the development of the game. Now, I'm not going to show off the whole video here. I'm going to splice up clips in here and there to push my statement further on this matter because I have a lot of thoughts brewing. But if you guys and gals do want to check out the official video, it will be down in the description and in the comments down below so that you can go and watch the video in its entirety and understand the full situation there. But in this video, DrApeis, the developer for Love Letter, discussed his thoughts and his feelings and the things that occurred to him and his development team, which affected the progress of Love Letter and affected the developers as well. And there was a lot to decipher and a lot to piece out. The first thing that DrApeis ever discussed in this video was his thoughts towards Love Letter as the whole developments between the drama between Yandere Simulator had released had occurred, and it had really made him think in a very negative light. You know, he had a strong direction in what he wanted to go with the game, where he wanted to push the game's limits and the final story and the final ending for the game as well. But the developments of the Yandere Simulator drama had just pushed him away from developing the game and truly made him lose his whole thought on where he wanted the game to go. The drama and the community that had circulated from the Yandere Simulator community really had pushed DrApeis to do a lot of things that he normally wouldn't do. It sort of caused him to go out and make people repost the video over and over and over again, repost the actual announcement for Lovesick, and repost a lot of things that had copyrighted contents in it as well. He goes into more detail with this here.
Honestly, it's super surprising that I've ended up like this. Looking back on it now, I cringe at how toxic I was being. I remember asking the entire server to repost the trailer to Lovesick since Cleveland Rock took down the original. That just isn't how I want a fan base to work. Now that I think about it, a fan base should support the game from the sidelines. A fanbase shouldn't mass repost a video that was rightfully taken down by someone who has full ownership of the music used in said video.
Now, while a lot of people would be mad at DrApeis for doing certain things like this, I can actually connect with him and understand why he did the things he did. You know, a lot of things change when you grow a community. A lot of things change in your mind, they change in your heart, they change in the development of games as well. When the community gets attached, they grow and they start supporting your content. You start to feel a little overpowered, but I'm glad that DrApeis went out, he discussed this, and he apologized for his actions as well. I think that's a very courageous thing to do, and not a lot of people apologize for their actions, so I can't entirely blame him there for that. You know, he did do a wrong thing by pushing out his content and pushing out and making people repost all over the internet with copyrighted content attached to his video, but at the end of the day, he apologized for it and he's trying to make up with what he's doing now. Another thing that I really wanted to get into when it came to talking about Love Letter's cancellation in this video was the development of doxing behind the scenes from Yandere Simulator community fans onto the Love Letter developers. Now, if you guys and gals haven't seen this video yet, he also talks about how his community was doxed, how his team development members were doxed specifically, and how their information got leaked out online. Now, if you guys and gals don't know what doxing is, it's basically going out, trying to find someone's address, maybe getting it through a friend or family member's information, and then putting it on the internet to display to everyone. Now, when usually comes doxing, there comes places where they go out and they call the police and swat people's homes. This didn't happen to the Love Letter developers, but of course it's a very scary thing to deal with when your private information gets leaked out there. DrApeis didn't get his information leaked out apparently because that was the false information, but a lot of his fellow friends and developers did get their information leaked out, which is absolutely unacceptable. He goes into detail with this here.
Then came the doxing part of development, where I and a few volunteers of the game had been doxed. In my opinion, doxing is wrong and it's really invasive of privacy, not to mention toxic as hell. Thankfully, my current address, state, and a lot of other things were wrong in my docs, but unfortunately that wasn't the case for others who were doxed. Their information, all of it, had been reposted online and exposed for the world to see. And honestly, it upsets me greatly to have them go through that when they're some of the nicest people I've met.
I just think that it's an absolutely ridiculous thing to go out and try to dox someone's private life and to bring out all their personal information out on the internet like that, especially when it's over a very, very small game like Love Letter. You know, I don't think no game should outweigh the possibility of one's lives being taken, because when people usually get doxed, they usually get swatted, and there have been a lot of swattings that have dealt with people dying in these case scenarios. I think it's a very serious thing, and I don't think that it's okay that this is occurring. You know, I get it. A lot of people disagree with Love Letter. A lot of people disagree with Yandere Simulator. A lot of people think that Love Letter is bigger and better than Yandere Simulator, so they go out and they attack each other and everything like that. But I think it's unacceptable, and we draw the line when it comes to someone's life. I think it's absolutely unacceptable, and I just wish the best for DrApeis' developers and his community as well. And the last thing I sort of wanted to segue into that I talked a little bit about in my last point was the whole point between Love Letter and Yandere Simulator, and how people had always made it seem that Love Letter was trying to be a better Yandere Simulator. Now, at first, when it came to making Lovesick, the development of Love Letter, it was a game that was designed to compete against Yandere Simulator, but people held on to the thought of Lovesick and they didn't entirely let it go. I did too at first, and then I realized the developers were trying to piece away from the developments of Yandere Simulator and try to build their own game. If you look at Love Letter now, you can really tell that this game is built on its own idea. It's built on its own ground, and it was being developed towards the end to piece itself away from Yandere Simulator and be sort of its own game. While it is still linked to the Yandere type of genre, it still has its own story, and it's still pushing to have its own development cycles and have its own things that separate itself from the development of Yandere Simulator. The bigger problem with this was that the community from Yandere Simulator just called Lovesick a second Yandere Simulator and didn't truly acknowledge the fact that the developers really were pushing to make it its own game. They officially announced that by trying to change Lovesick's name to Love Letter, and they really were trying to just make updates and push it out. You know, it sucks to see this. It sucks to see such a strong community of developers coming together. It sucks to see that these talented individuals had to end up canceling their projects just because dramas were affecting their games. You know, I'm very fond when it comes to developing video games. I like the idea of the development process, and I know that these talented creators had more ideas in mind when they were developing this game, but the drama just became too much. It became too much on their shoulders, it became too much on their lives, and it ended up causing them to cut the development off. And I want this to be a lesson for a lot of people, because I've always tried my best to push on this channel and let people know that you should always try to see the two sides of every coin. You know, you should always try to look both ways and look at two different perspectives. This goes for Lovesick developers, this goes for Yandere dev, this goes for anybody, this goes for any case scenario, for any game, for any development company, literally anything in life. You should always try to think about the second side of things, because you never know what you're truly viewing. I just wanted to speak about that specifically because Yandere dev has a lot of hate going on him right now, and I've been dropping a lot of videos recently talking about the good thing that he's been doing. You know, it's easy to jump on the bad wagon, it's easy to hate and go out and spill all this negative energy on somebody when you don't even know what's going on the positive landscape of things. And then when that person tries to go out and they try to actually make something good of what's bad right now, people don't see it, they don't look at it. And that's sort of what happened here with Love Letter. It's what happened here with the developers. You know, they were trying to go out and do their own good thing, and the game apparently just, it fell apart because nobody was focusing on the game for what it is. They were focusing on it for the drama that it was in. I know this video was a little bit long. I know I rambled a lot because I had a lot of thoughts. I really think that the development of this game and the fall of the development of this game is something big that everyone should be taking a look at right now, and I think everyone should be taking notes and taking considerations into mind. I mean, it's important. We're losing talented developers. Thankfully, DrApeis and his crew are going to be going out and developing their own games away from Yandere Simulator type games. So please, DrApeis and your community, please continue to make these games. Please don't give up on developing. It's a very important thing that you do here because you've already made a great title, you know, and I hope that y'all continue and that you have a safe life. But yes, that's going to be all for today's video. I would love to hear what you guys and gals think about the cancellation of Love Letter down in the comments below. I'm going to be looking, liking, and commenting my opinions on the matter as well. So make sure to check it out and let me know what you think. And if you guys and gals like this video and you want to see more, make sure to hit that like and the subscribe button. We're almost to 4K subscribers, so it'd be really appreciated as well. Thank you guys and gals for watching, and peace out.